Howdy tubers. Here we are. I'm gonna try and do a few videos. It's probably gonna end up being about 7 videos of re-showing my collection from going from in 2012 to 2013. And what we have here, starting with my 2 main creek cases. This is just all my basic average creek points, and then this is like some of my favorite creek points. Besides, I have creek points over there in my blade case, and some over there in my Smetley case, and the Dalton Transitional case is all creek points too. But let's see. I was looking for a certain one to start out with. Can't seem to find it at the moment. Really hate it when that happens. It's not in this case for some reason. Oh, it's in this case. This was my first full arrowhead I ever found in the creek when I first started creek hunting good and got where I could find them in the creek. When I first started hunting 10 years ago in the fields and stuff and digging, when I looked in the creek I could hardly ever find one, so I just got discouraged easy. But then this point here, and one of my favorite creeks I hunt all the time, and this is a serious paleo flake blade knife, maybe Dalton era. Look at the wave on that side if you can see it. But this side has been notched, but it's biface notched. All the notches are opposite from one side to the other. And then this side, they had it micro notched all the way to here. And as you can see, this side here, that's how much they wore it down. Well, this was the first time I had hunted that creek like hard. It took 5 hours, and I found this point as soon as I stepped on this gravel bar that's become a very favorite gravel bar. And then this Afton point was on it next, and the base was missing for it ever hit the creek. It's just as patinaed as the rest, but man, thin, so thin to win. And then this here's just become the most, like average creek points. This here was like the 3rd point I ever found in the creek, and it's a sharpened up down to nothing almost, very early archaic point. You can see the flaking on this side. And it had that center ridge. It's actually notched right there. Has that round base, so I don't know if it's a dovetail or not. It's like I said, it's sharpened up to nothing. Then you find a lot of Etleys in the creek, which this one it's missing both these shoulders, but it come from a special hunting day. That's the thing about the creek points, they aren't as good as a lot of your dirt points, so you gotta kind of appreciate them for what they are. A lot of you that watch my videos, I've got a ton of new subscribers, so that's kind of why I'm making these videos too. I wanted to say thanks to all my new subscribers, thanks to all my old subscribers, and everyone that's my friend out there. Appreciate you guys to the hilt. Everyone that leaves comments, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm sorry on lost comments I haven't replied to. I've been having to try and catch up on some of that. But this point here come from a gravel bar. Me and Terry always find something on, and we had walked this thing out like 3 times and stepped over this other little gravel bar and come back, and I said, man, I know there's an arrowhead here. Well, I come across this rock that was about, yay big and had a bullseye on it. Well, I flipped it over with my stick, and underneath it laid this little right side shallow notch. And there's a lot of different cool points in here. Trying to really keep my time down for a couple people. Nice Adina. This is a Godar. Worked down to a hafted knife, hafted scraper or whatever. See, this is my first rice lobe I ever found in a creek. Are ones that have the steep beveling. And this was my other rice lobe, and it's a blunt type. And another rice lobe I found. It's all white, awful bright. My first real drill, Graham Cave drill, and then that ear was missing for it ever landed in the creek. This is what I consider my best points out of the creek. I mean, there's a little bit of that tip missing, but it's all there. Very nice point, nice material, but it's a Texas style. What I've been told that it's a Hennessy. This here is a blunted calf creek. Super thin. This here's another favorite point. Oh, Robinson. Now this thing here, I don't know if this was natural made or what. I mean, the hole even kind of looks natural, but a female friend of mine, I got her into hunting arrowheads, and she found this one day while we were in the creek, and she gave it to me, and she called it our friendship arrowhead pendant rock. So that's what it is. It looks like an arrowhead made to a pendant, but it's just a rock. But it's kind of a special hunt. That's just the thing about the creek. Nice old Jack's Reef point. And it had actually been resharpened up at one time. But another point that's like that. It's a Smith to a Melville type. You can see the strong orange patina on it from the creek. But an earlier Indian found it, possibly a woodland Indian, sharpened it up. And back in the creek it went. Very cool point. This here is another one of my favorite creek points. It's missing a little bit of that ear, but I just love that pattern on that side. And a lot of you see me find that big old monster in the creek. Big old Melville Smith. It's kind of crude, but it's very big and got some awesome colors to it. This here's another nice rice lobe. That's in the honey hole video from this summer. This here's actually a rice lobe. It kind of looks like an Etley, but it has bevels on this side, especially this side is just worn by the creek for a very long time. This is one of my very few Kirks that I have. Nice bullseye on that side. Couple of Kramer. It's super thin. Couple of coops. And this point here is just some type of woodland point, but I love that pink colors in it and that bullseye. And then you get it just right, it's fully translucent. And that's just a blade I found like my very first creek hunt with Terry, and like my very first tool I ever found creek hunting. But there's a 10-minute video, and I got 7 I gotta do, so I want to keep it kind of short. But here's my only hidden valley, and most of all my points in here at least have a creek tip to them, except this one, because it's the only hidden valley I have, and has a big strong thinning strike on both sides. Hidden valleys like this side, it bevels all the way down the edge, even down on the base. And then you flip it over, and this side bevels all the way down, even down to the base. And then it's ground, especially in here. And said my only hidden valley. But water creek points are gonna be like this. Even your decent ones, missing an ear. They have something like this, what we call a creek tip, because it's not out of dirt, and our creeks are, that's why I call it the sea of gravel, because it's tons of rocks these babies are having to roll in, nice archaic hafted over knife. But another nice rice lobe I have, I only have 2 purple arrowheads, this one and one out of the fields from last spring. But a big old drill. One of my special points from hunting with Devin Wayne, 69. pink, got some killer bands in it. But we'll finish it off there, and maybe next we'll do like the blade and killer tool case or something. And because I'm wanting to get Terry to put all his Daltons in with my Daltons and other strong transitional points. So, hope you enjoyed this little review. And like I said, there'll be 7 more to come, I think, or 6 more. So I'll try not to bore y'all too hard. But we all like to see a little eye candy once in a while, right? You betcha.